With some, hold on, let me not rush it. John, you can text me at halftime. So today I'm gonna play the first Expanders record, but before I do that, I'll start with some warm-up tunes. I'll wait for everybody to join. Mercy gone and evening coming, nobody to be sorry for you. Length of days, promise that you made, things that will fade and all slip away. Dreams of love, strong down in your soul, joy and happiness you've come to know. Plans you laid, promise that you made, things that will fade and vanish away, away, as a mist in the morning. Can't say you never get a warning when eyes behold this final hour. Oh, when mercy gone, eyes behold this final hour. When the evening comes, on a lesson to be learned by now. You thought somehow, depending on a new leaf to be turned by now, some way, somehow. But mercy gone and evening coming, nobody to be sorry for you. Length of days, promise that you made, things that will fade and all slip away. Dreams of love, strong down in your soul, joy and happiness you've come to know. Plans you laid, promise that you made, things that will fade and vanish away when eyes behold this final hour. Oh, when mercy gone, eyes behold this final hour. When the evening comes, when the evening comes. Yes, let me turn the comments on. There we go. All right. Yes. What's up to everybody? So yeah, I'm gonna do the whole first Expanders record, but I'm just doing a couple warm-up tunes, give people a chance to come on. Hi Stephanie, thank you. I am well, and I hope you are well as too. Well, I do hope that as well. All right. Let's keep going. Good Lord, you have some mercy. This is the answer to the question where them ask me where me get it from. True me never born growing at this. True me never christened me reason in this. Cause a little youth say at the age of 10, me have a little brethren where them call Big Ben. Him let off a tape full of roots and culture, carry the words and sound and power of the suffering youth in the ghetto. And he tear down the man like stereo. Me never know what kind of music coulda carry you. Me never know what kind of music coulda carry you. And when me pick it up, it gone already. Lord, and when me find it, say no hold on steady. He said to throw away your knife, your hatchet or your gun. Live up to right and hold everyone. Kind of love when them roots and culture carry words and sound and power of the suffering youth in the ghetto. Me never know what kind of music carry love. So, hey, me never born growing at this. True, me never christened me reason in this. Cause me child along we have to sing a love song. As me child along we have to sing a love song. You forward this someone me say the dance hall. Well, someone that make the dance hall on. Heavy, heavy root champion. This is the answer to the old question. In them poor people rights. Babylon, you're wrong. Oh gosh, you're wrong. In them poor old people rights. Wicked Babylon, me say you're wrong, wrong, wrong. Big request, special dedication to each everyone. To everyone we make the good ganja run. Right on our foundation selection. Top specialist Studio One. This is the answer to the question. Where you get it from? Cause sound carry over the ocean, and it a carry over the sea, and it carry over hills and mountain into the valley of the ungodly. Look, you know, well, someone to make the dance all gone. As my child along we have to sing a love song. Big, big request, special dedication. Roots reggae music take over and gone. Cause sound carry over the ocean, and it a carry over the sea. It sound nice with a fat stick of sensi, and all the sweeter with a bag of colic right now. Good Lord, you have some mercy. This is the answer to the question. Where them ask me when me get it from? The answer to the question. Yes, what's up everybody on Instagram? Dave the Bowler. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yo, this is Love tuning in from San Antonio Music. Awesome. Good to see everybody. Hi, Mom. You said hi twice. All right. So let me do one more warm-up tune, and then we will get into the first Expanders record. Let's see. I will play. So those two songs I just played are going to be on this new acoustic album I'm recording, and you guys have heard them all by now. And I'll play one more from that. Let's see. Here we go. Things where we just find out, news where we just learn about, yeah. Stories where we just find out, things where we just learn about. Find out them a snake in a grass, but we have to cut some loss. If a blood make it run, but we not gonna make them pass. Whoa. Because the morning shall be the night, every star will be dashed from sight. All your days of life shall reach to one end. If you ever come try that again, when me sing about things when me just find out, news when we just learn about, yeah. Stories when me just find out, things when me just learn about. Find out them a cast out a net, them never trick nobody yet. So why did you throw away your stick before you done climb? I know you shouldn't try to reach so quick before the time for your knee shall touch to the earth. Every cry will be cut from birth, and a big thunderbolt come slap to the ground. If you ever try fooling around once again, so if a fire make it burn, whoa. Find out from we catch them in a net, them never trick nobody yet. Go tell them say your tears shall splash to the ground, all your feet are gonna run up and down, and the lightning clap shall bounce from your head, and you chat him out, you got dead. When me sing about things when me just find out, news where we just learn about, yeah. Stories where me just find out, things where we just learn about, yes. And if you ever try sneaking around, once again you get a lightning clap to the ground. And if you ever try fooling around, whoa, just a big thunderbolt to the ground. When me sing about things where me just find out, news where we just learn about, yeah. stories let me just find out, things let me just learn about. Yeah, yes, yes, ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Right, that is called Just Find Out. Okay, so like I mentioned, I want to play the first Expanders record. You can see all the art behind me. I found my, apparently I have 4 copies of the album and a framed poster back there. The Expanders, this was our first record. We recorded it between 2006 and 2010, and we put it out in 2011. So we took our sweet ass time with it, as we did with both of our original records. And someone asked me if I can do some commentary on each song. So yeah, that'd be fun. So the first tune is Evilest Number. You know, I remember writing this song. This was one of the first songs written for the record. I remember having this idea for a long time before I actually arranged it and turned it into a song with the help of the Expanders. And I remember I was living in Agora Hills with John Butcher and our original percussion player Luis Chukayanki, and these lyrics would just always be in my head. And one day I just decided to write them down. And the funny thing about this song, recording wise, is that we recorded it and we had a rough mix that we really, really loved. And so we would just bump that over and over. And then a little while after that, there was a mishap at the studio, and all the files for that song and a couple of the other songs got corrupted. We couldn't use them anymore, and we were really bummed out about it. So we went back and tried to re-record it, and it just we just couldn't get it to sound as good. And so we had to either decide to, try to get a good take or use this rough mix that we all loved, but then we couldn't adjust the mix because we didn't have the individual stems. It was just the one file of the song that was mixed. So we decided to just go with that, and I think it was the right choice. Doesn't sound out of place to me on the record in terms of the mix. I think it was mixed well. So this one is called Evilest Number. Said I don't wanna be in that evilest number. Yes, I just wanna be living in the love of the Father forever. Someday, far across the sea, down in the gully bank near to the river, I'm gonna sit down under the tree with all my best friends all side of me. Beside me, slide na 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 na, slide na 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 na, ba-da-da-da-da. Said I don't wanna be in that evilest number. Yes, I just wanna be living in the love of the Father forever. Someday, far across the sea, down in the gully bank near to the river, I'm gonna sit down under the tree with all my best friends all side of me. And oh, what a day like that will be. This long tale of ages turns pages after me. And oh, what a yes, I just wanna be living in the love of the Father forever. Someday, far across the sea, down in the gully, make near to the river. I'm gonna sit down under the tree with all my best friends all side of me, side me, side. Evilest number. Cheers, everybody. I should mention that I'm taking some donations. You can the Venmo is Rootfire. You can donate there, and the PayPal link you can find at rootfire.net/TV. You could also Venmo Man-Like-Devin, and the PayPal link there is paypal.me/Man-Like-Devin. So any of those will do. We got questions coming. Wow, all right. Didn't expect this. Let's see. Do you ever struggle with how biblical the language and metaphors of roots reggae are? Or is it just the vocabulary of the oppressed seeking freedom? I personally do not struggle with the biblical language. I love it, in fact. So, you know, that, yeah, I know. I love all the biblical imagery, especially like growing up not as a religious person myself. Reggae music in a lot of ways is like my one in-depth exposure to the Bible, so I love it in that sense. And you know, I love how Rasta is basically like black militant Judaism. You know, it's and there's lots of you know, Ethiopian lost texts that were in the original part of the original Bible that you can find. I'm no expert at this by any means, but I love it in reggae music. All right, so the second song on the first record is called "Something Wrong," and this one I also wrote living in Agora Hills with Butcher and Luis Chukianki, and you know, I don't really have any super anything really eloquent to say about this tune, except it was one of those days where I felt like I was doing everything wrong. And I remember, like, on top of that, I got home from work and my boss called me and was like, "Hey, you didn't do this when you left," and blah blah blah. And I hung up the phone and I was like, "Man, I must be doing something wrong." And then my songwriter brain kind of turned on and was like, "Oh, that sounds like a hook. You should write a song about it." And I remembered being in my bedroom upstairs writing it, and then when I was done, like, coming downstairs, and Luis was like, "Oh, I heard that song you were singing. What is that?" And I was like, "I don't know. I've just been writing it." And he was like, "Oh, it sounds good. It sounds like a good song." So I got some encouragement from him. But here we go. Something Wrong. I must be doing something wrong. I must be doing something wrong. People hiding when they know I'll be calling. This kind of feeling, Lord, that won't stop hanging. This day can't find the right road to leave it. Lord, be doing something wrong. I must be doing something wrong. Something wrong. All right. One Love, what's up, man? Yeah, the other thing about that song is that it's the only Expander song, I'm pretty sure, unless I'm just totally blanking on something. It's the only Expander's recording that's just me and John singing harmonies. That's not that Cheekies doesn't sing any harmonies on that. There's a couple like on the cover albums where it's just Cheekies and I singing, but I'm pretty sure that that one is the only one that's Butcher and I singing alone. And that was actually Cheeky's idea, because when I first wrote that song, I was living with Butcher, and Butcher came and recorded a demo with me that was like acoustic, like strummy vibes like this, and we just sang 2-part harmony, and it was on my MySpace forever. And Cheekies loved that song before he was in the band. He always used to bump that acoustic version. So when we recorded it, he was like, I don't even need to sing on this. It should just be you and Butcher. All right. Okay, the next tune is Moving Along. And so a couple things about this tune. One, I remember writing it. I remember being in the shower at my parents' house, and like I started singing this hook in the shower. Just it came to me, and I started singing it, and then I kept singing it over and over because that was my thing back in those days. Like if there was it was before smartphones, so I was like, I need to keep singing this until I can get to something to record it. So I kept singing it over and over in the shower so I wouldn't forget it. And I guess like the window was open, which like opens to my parents' backyard. And I guess my mom was out there like gardening or something. And later on she was like, oh, what were you singing? And I was like, oh, it's a song I was working on. And she was like, oh, that sounds like a hit. I was like, okay, cool. Thanks, Mom. And then the other thing about this song is the first time it was performed was myself, Cheekies, and Ben Farrar, who was the drummer for Chris Murray Combo and C-Spot and a bunch of great bands. We put a trio together to play a show, a Broken Complex show back in the day when they used to do shows at this place in the Valley. And we put this band together just to do it like a one show. And I guess it was right after I'd written that song. And the band was called Man-Like and the Generals. And that we played Moving Along at that show. I was like, dude, you guys, I have this song. It's just 3 chords. And that was the first time we ever played Moving Along. Man-Like and the Generals. Yes, that's right. Thank you, Mom. My mom's on Instagram. All right, thanks to everyone who's donating, by the way. Really appreciate it. You can also, if no one's ever heard this first Expanders record, it's on Spotify. It's self-titled, The Expanders. Okay, here we go. Moving along. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So nice to be in the sunshine, moving along, moving along. So bright to be in the sunshine, moving along, moving along. With some good friends around me, a old man song, singing along. With some good friends around me, you never do wrong, never do wrong, you never do wrong. Moving along, moving along. You can always ask of me not to leave you lonely. You can always depend on me for the good things you stay right by my side, I can dash away all my pride and give more thanks and praise all my nights, all my days. Moving along, moving along, moving along, moving along. Whoa, whoa. And you can always ask of me not to leave you lonely. You can always depend on me for the good things only. And if you stay right by my side, yes, and I can dash away all my pride and give more hopeful ways all my nights, every single day. It's so nice to be in the sunshine, moving along, moving along. It's good to be in the sunshine, moving along, moving along. All the vibes like summer night breezes coming on strong, coming along. Everyone just like all them pleases, never do wrong, never do wrong. Look how you never do wrong. Moving along, say how you're moving along. Moving along, extra love along the way. Lord, I let me say, moving along, oh, 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 oh. Moving along, oh, oh, oh. All right, moving along. Yes. Hope everyone's doing well. What's up, Chris? Big up, Chris Murray. Iration, what's up, guys? I don't know who's handling the Instagram, but I hope you guys are doing well. Miss y'all. Yes. All right. Okay, so that was for anyone just joining me, I am playing the first Expanders record in its entirety. It's cool to play these songs. I'm sure I've played each of these songs at some point during this pandemic on these streams, but it's fun to play them all at once. It's crazy how long ago these were written and recorded and came out. I mean, the album came out in 2011, which is almost 10 years ago now, and most of these songs were written well before that, in 2006, 2007. So it's fun, very fun. So this next tune is Follow It. This is one of my favorites on the records for several reasons. One is the style. The Expanders never really did another rhythm like this. It's kind of like a Sir JJ's. That's what we were going for, at least. Kind of like a Sir JJ's style. I don't really know how to describe it. Go listen to some Sir JJ's, like Ethiopian's tunes. Just, we wanted to do kind of one of those wacky rhythms. I don't know how well, it turned out being its own thing, but that was the inspiration. But the other thing is that John Butcher wrote the hook for this, and this is the only tune on the album that he wrote lyrics for. He wrote the Whoa, oh, oh, Follow It, and he had a bunch of other stuff too. And I'm pretty sure I took the song and kept the hook and changed all the verses up, which at the time I thought was a good idea. And looking back, I probably did that kind of thing way too much. I'm sure he had some killer verses for it, but him being the super nice, cool guy that he was fine with me changing it up a bunch. But yeah, this is a John Butcher Devin collaboration called Follow It. Let me speed it up a little bit. Whoa, oh, oh, follow it. Oh, oh, don't you throw it away. Oh, oh, you turn back. And if you capture it, hold on tight. Oh, 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 follow it. Oh, 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 don't you throw it away. Oh, 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 follow it. Oh, 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 don't you throw it away. When the rooster crows, it could be the last song he ever blows. When the eastern sunrise glows, it could be the last time. You never know what cause you crying in the morning, will make your heart sing in the night. And all that hidden in the darkness shall reveal to the broad daylight. Oh, 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 follow it. Oh, 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 don't you throw it away. When the rooster crows, it could be the last song he ever blows. When the eastern sunrise glows, it could be the last time. You never know what cause you crying in the morning, will make your heart sing in the night. And all that hidden in the darkness shall reveal in the broad daylight. So if you're on the right track, don't you turn back. And if you capture it, hold on tight. If you're on the right track, don't you turn back. And if you capture it, hold on tight. Oh, 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 follow it. Oh, 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 don't you throw it away. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes. All right. Cool. So there's a request for Snow Beast. So I'm playing the entire Expanders record in its entirety. And so I will definitely play Snow Beast, which is the last song on this record, but we're not there yet. That was a tune called Follow It. And Juan Love asks, are there any songs that didn't make it on the album? Yes. One of them was Iron Throne, which we just didn't like our recording and there was no time to do it again. So we ended up cutting it over for Hustling Culture. And so that one's on Hustling Culture. And then there was a tune called... there was a tune called The Ground, which someone hit me up about recently. I can't remember. Maybe it's someone on this live stream that had heard it because it was on our on our Facebook or our MySpace or something at some point. That I would play for you guys. I just can never remember all the lyrics, and it was a big part of our stage shows. And I can't find a recording of it, so I can't remember all the lyrics. But it was a big part of our stage shows back in the 2006, 2007 era, and we recorded it for the album, but we just didn't like the feel of it either. I'll play you a little bit of it. Let's see. It was a oh, Babylon, there is a long, long, windy road. It goes up the mountainside and out of the valley, telling you that, oh, Babylon, there is a long, long, windy road. It goes up the mountainside and out of the valley. We're gonna make them climb, climb, climb to get where they're going to. Not gonna make them stay behind. not one from them out the truth. I know that it's a foolish one this time. Shall bear the hard, heavy load, and we not carry it no more. Babylon, up on this long, windy road, it goes up the mountainside and out of the valley, telling you that, oh, Babylon, there is a long, windy road, it goes up the mountainside and out of the valley. Oh, still stood da still stood dum slash the trail gets so high, you sight up the ocean far away, and we never coming down. I can hear them say, I say to one another, and if you should look behind and see the sun, and we never coming down. I can hear them calling to the ground, saying that, oh, Babylon, there is a long, windy road, it goes up the mountainside and out of the valley, telling you that, oh, Babylon, there is a long, windy road, it goes up the mountainside and out of the valley. Whoa. Yeah, well, damn, I remembered most of it. Forgot one lyric there. But yeah, that was, so Juan Love asked me, were there any tunes that didn't make the first Expanders record? And that was like the main one, just because we couldn't get it right. And then we never did it again. We just kind of moved on from that song. But it's cool. It's a fun song. Yeah, and then Iron Throne, we recut it for Hustling Culture. And then there was a tune called More and More, which you guys have heard me play on these live streams, and I think I'm going to do it on one of these acoustic records, because it's always timely in terms of like, the lyrics. It's a big like fuck you to all the anti-immigration people. And we recorded it, I think we tried it for the first album and Hustling Culture, and I don't know what it is about that rhythm, we just could never get it right. Yeah. Ryan, Miracle, are there vinyls? Or are these records back here vinyls? Yeah. None are for sale, unfortunately. I actually, like, one of those I got when we put the record out, and the other three of those I'm pretty sure I bought, like, for myself. So that's just, if that album's out of print, every once in a while you can find it surface on eBay or something, but that one's just hard to find. Let's see. Oh, Robin, what's up? Oh, are you saying you have a copy of it? Nice. Robin, big up Robin. She is, she was a crucial member of the LA ska scene when it was, still is. I say was because it's, that scene has pittered out a little bit in terms of just like how much used to go on, and she used to come, and video like every show. So that'd be dope if you had a video of the ground. That'd be amazing. All right, cool. What's up, everyone on Instagram, everyone on Facebook and YouTube? I'm playing the whole Expanders record. That was a little, that was a tune that didn't make the record that we used to play all the time, called The Ground. So let's get back into it. This next one's called Think Ruler. This one, I don't know, Chris Murray, I don't know if you're still watching, but this song was one of the first songs we wrote for the record. And when we tried to, we were trying to get, oh, Robin says it's on the Blue Beat YouTube. Wow, I gotta check all that stuff out. Well, speaking of Robin and speaking of Blue Beat Lounge, for everybody not, familiar with the LA ska scene in the 2000s, was a weekly night that Chris Murray used to run every Tuesday, and then it switched to Wednesday. And it started in 2002, and I started going in 2002. And I didn't know anybody in the scene. Me and Butcher would go, but we didn't know anybody. We didn't know Cheekies yet. We didn't know Chris yet. And we really wanted to play there. That was like our big goal. So we were like, let's record. We didn't have any recordings. So we decided to just make a really bootleg home demo, get it sounding as best we could with the limited recording knowledge that we all had. And with the goal of like giving it to Chris to try to get a gig at Blue Beat Lounge. And so we recorded 3 songs. One of them was a tune called Without a Home. The other one was Down in the Valley. And the third was Think Ruler. And none of these are the versions that are on the album. They were like acoustic more, because Expanders were an acoustic band before Cheeky's joined and before we got a drummer. So the original recordings was like, I think Butcher played bass on a lot of it, because we would switch off. Our friend Seth was on lead guitar, Luis Chukionki on percussion. We were doing harmonies and stuff. Chris, yes, what's up? So this song, Think Ruler, is one of the tunes that we recorded for that. So that's like one of my biggest memories of this song. And then when we recorded the version that's on the first Expanders record, I remember we cut it at the same session that we did Follow It at. And I remember doing the vocals for Follow It and Think Ruler, like one after the other, in the control booth at Killian Studios. Big up Sergio and Orgon. I remember like Butcher and I can't remember if Cheeky's did the live stuff. Pardon me, Cheeky's, if you're watching for not remembering, but I can't remember if Cheeky's was on the live stream. Was on the live stream, was singing harmonies live with us or overdubbed his part. But I remember Butcher and I like up on the mic singing Think Ruler and Follow It together. So here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa, whoa. See them, they have no friends, no friends. See them, they have no love. Find them, don't make them come near with their rioting. Catch them, hold them, squeeze them, never let go of them. Can't talk to them, troublemakers, can't prosper. Your money miser, I know you never reach nowhere at all. You're gonna suffer, you never do better. You think ruler, until I say you're walking much too tall, bound to fall. You never see smoke, and there's no fire. You kick a man down just to watch him suffer. You can't run, you can't hide, you never get away. Only by your works this day, you're gonna get your pay. Same way I said, I say you never see smoke and there's no fire. You just kick a man down, only to watch him suffer. You can't run, you can't hide, Lord, you never get away. I no, we coming solely by your works this day. That's how you get your pay. Same way I tell her, say, see them, they have no friends, no friends. See them, yes, God, they have no love. Find them, don't make them come near with their rioting. Catch them, hold them, look how you never let go of them. Can't talk to them, yo. Whoa, 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 All right, very good, because somebody on Instagram just called me out and they said that I skipped Careful. So that's somebody who knows their Expanders orders. And I did. I skipped Careful. So let me do that. Thanks to everybody who's donating. Musicians are still out of work, and we're going to be out of work. So you can find the Venmo and PayPal info at the bottom of the screen there. You can Venmo Rootfire. Also on Instagram, the Venmo, you can do Man-Like-Devin, and the PayPal is Man-Like-Devin. So, let's play Careful, since I skipped it. But let me take a glass of water. I'm doing the whole Expanders record for anyone just tuning in. The first Expanders record. Shall we take a look at it? So here it is. Cover art by Jay Bonner, original Agrolites Basie, who mixed the whole record and did all the art for the record because he's kind of a genius. And you can see the back cover. Make sure I get it for, let's see, here's for the Facebook and YouTube people. And this came out on Broken Complex Records, the CD, but they didn't want to put out the vinyl, so we released it on Man-Like Records, which is the only Man-Like Records release. See, check it out. With the Snow Beast on it. The art on here is just, I mean, you can't fuck with the art. Jay Boner knocked it out of the park. And his album, it says right here, the dedication, the album is dedicated to the memories of Bruce Malamant, who is the late great father of Ben Malamant, my best friend, original Expanders drummer, now the drummer of the California Feet Warmers. Sorry, the California Honey Drops. Not the Feet Warmers, California Honey Drops. And his dad, Bruce Malamant, is really like the reason, one of the main reasons that Ben, myself, and John Butcher all play music and kept that music. And it's also dedicated to the memories of Roy Shirley and Alton Ellis, two of the Jamaican musical greats who the Expanders had the honor of backing, and they had both passed away by the time that album came out in 2011. So we donated it to, dedicated it to all three of them. All right, here we go. Careful. Samuel says, I caught a CD at Sierra Nevada Music Festival when you guys played the main stage on Sunday. That's super cool because then you're one of the first people, like literally maybe the first person to have that Expanders CD, because when we played Sierra Nevada World Music Festival, the album wasn't officially out yet. Was it? That might not be true. I don't remember. Don't listen to me. Things that happened 10 years ago, I can't be expected to speak about them accurately. Okay, here we go. And today's Alton Ellis' birthday. What's up, Delana? No way, I didn't realize that. Happy birthday, Alton Ellis. Man. One of the greatest Jamaican singers of all time. And a great, great guy. When we backed him in 2006, all of us were nervous. It was the first time we had ever backed a Jamaican artist, first of all. And also our first time backing Alton Ellis. And we didn't know what to expect. I know, I was super nervous. And as soon as he got there, it was just such good vibes. He made sure to, like, you know, encourage the band and give us, like, pep talks and tell us we were doing a good job. And we talked him into doing a second rehearsal. And so he showed up to the second night. We were all there waiting for him. And he showed up with a 12-pack of Corona and a large pizza for the band. He didn't drink, but he was like, oh, I brought you guys beer and pizza. So I can now say, you know, it was great to play music with Alton Ellis. But it's great to say that Alton Ellis brought me a 12-pack of beer and a pepperoni pizza or whatever it is. Yes, Freddie Four-Piece, what's up? Yes, Delana, miss you. Hope you're doing well. Okay, Careful is next. I'm doing the entire Expanders first record, and I'm talking way too much. So here we go. Take it easy and be careful, 'cause what you do in time could see you through. I said we take time and be mindful of the good you do in life lives after you. You coulda run, coulda run, coulda run, until you even tumble down. And I'm saying, all the wrong you do in time catch up to you. Just take it easy and be careful. All the goodness of a lifetime is in you. Although the time is getting shorter each and every hour, days are getting darker. Hold yourself together now. Try and help each other. Each one keep the other low. Red I teach another how. We got run for cover now, 'cause this time could be our last time. Whoa, what a hard time if you don't know what to do. Just take it easy and be careful. I know all the good you do in life lives after you. Oh, 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 oh. I'm going to end the Instagram feed and start it right over because it's about to kick me off. And for the first time ever, I remembered that it kicks me off. So everyone on Instagram, I'm going to end and then come right back. So log back in, please. All right, here we go. And delete. And then start again. Here we go. All right. And let me put my little tip jar info in there. Thanks to everybody who's been donating. Really means a lot. Oh, come on. Hold on. Hold on. Doo-doo-doo. Juan, you asked how we linked up with Alton Ellis. Yeah, it was... No, wait. Hold on. Wait. Oh, come on. It was Junior Francis and Eric Kohler linked us. Big up Junior Francis. Big up Eric Kohler. Love you guys. If it were not for them, we would never have got the opportunity to back all the artists we did. They really made a lot of stuff happen for us. What's up, Real Reg? Miss you, man. All right, so I am Little Milkers Valley. Hello. So I am halfway through the first Expanders record, and I want to big up Cheeky's, John Butcher, John Asher, Roy Fischel, although Roy was not on the first Expanders record, but big up Roy nonetheless. And then everybody who played on the record. The organ parts and piano parts were split between Roger Rivas, my co-host on the Reggae Podclash, and Mr. Dan Hasty from Orgone. And then, although Asher played almost all the drums on the record, the drums for Merciless Deeds and Turtle Racing, which are the same rhythm, which I'm going to play next, were played by Mr. Blake Coley. Big up Blake, who is the drummer now of Arise Roots. He's the drummer of the Lions, and he was our drummer for the Expanders for a short time before Asher joined the band. And our very first sessions for this album was before Asher joined the band. So Blake played drums on a handful of tunes, and this Merciless Deeds is one of them. And this song, also big up Alex Desire and Destin Berry, Hepcat vocalists, because they are the vocalists. They were our one feature on the first Expanders record. And, if you're not a fan of ska music, American ska music from the 90s, or if you're not from LA and into the LA ska music, it's hard to explain what a big deal Hepcat was, the band Hepcat, and what a big deal it was for us to get Alex and Destin on this tune. I had already been playing some guitar in Hepcat at that point. We had gone to Europe together and done a tour, and despite that, I was still like, oh man, I hope Alex and Destin will do it. And when they said yes and they actually showed up at the studio, it was like a dream come true. Big up all those guys for this one. It's Merciless Deeds, and then I'm gonna go right into Turtle Racing. No, I'm not. I'm gonna stop. Okay, so here's Merciless Deeds. Talking when all along that river, men can hear the voice of the wicked crying, Lord, who shall be there talking? They have been caught out forever. I know they're bound to suffer. I know they'll never conquer again. They must go down in a quicksand. They never come back again. So long we did our own Dedicate this one to the clown in the White House right now. So we shall be there talking when the righteous ones are singing. Can hear the voice of the ruler saying, love is the master. No, the wicked won't enter. They have been caught off forever, and I know they'll never conquer again. They must go down in a quicksand. They never come back again. So long we didn't warn them. Again, they must go down in a quicksand. I know they never come back again. So long we didn't warn them. So we shall be there talking when the righteous ones are singing. Can hear the voice of the ruler saying, love is the master. Though the wicked won't enter, they have been caught up forever for the deeds merciless deeds. All right, and then so right after that on the record is turtle racing, which is the same rhythm. And so I told this story last week, I believe, and people have heard me tell this before, but I'll tell it again here since it's part of the story of this album. When Vanessa, my now wife, then girlfriend, and I first started dating, she took me to a spot here in Venice called Brennan's, which I live right now. I live down the street from Brennan's, but at the time I lived in Agora Hills, and I was from the Valley, and I had never been there. And they have turtle racing every Thursday night, and they have a big like party, and the turtles race, and it's a betting situation, and you agree, if you're going to be a bystander there, you have to agree to this rule for them to let you in. And the rule is that if you point at a turtle, no matter what your intentions for pointing at the turtle are, you have now put some money on that turtle. And there are security guards looking all around for people to point, and that's how they make money off you there, because people point all the time. And so we were there, and we saw someone point, and the security guard came over to collect the money, and on the way he stepped on a turtle. And the whole crowd was like, boo! And that was like the memorable moment of the night. And so I used to say on stage when we played this that we decided to write this song to end turtle racing forever. And little did we know it would become the turtle racing anthem of the universe. And has done more to set back the cause of turtle rights than possibly any other American roots reggae song. And so I just had to accept that fate. So here is turtle racing. The girl says she want, come take me to the race. She tell me says she want, come take me to the race. She said because me have a big smile upon my face. She said because she know where them a whole a little race. But no one in the race and never pick up the pace. Said no one in the race and never pick up the winner of the race. I take first place. When I watch them on the go, when them are moving so slow. No turtle racing, no turtle racing, no turtle racing, no turtle racing, no. Said turtle racing in a session tonight. Cut turtle racing, all the money get tight. Got some of them just a crawl and me say some of them a fight. Got turtle on the left and me say turtle on the right. Jah know say me wonder if it really was a right. Every night, Lord. I said me hear about the race for a very long time. The people gather around and them a drink up their wine. Them smoke ice and say them a feel so fine. Them line up all of the racers in a one big line. Them fire up them gun, but no one a run. Them fire up them gun, but no one a run. We have to give a push on to a little green one. The rest of them a come when them outside the first one. You know, turtle racing, turtle racing, turtle racing, turtle racing. Got turtle racing now, we just can't believe. Say one name Jackie and one name Steve. Say one name Adam and the other name Eve. My gosh, good Lord, whoa, yes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yes. Please sing background vocals at home. I said the racetrack open at 7:45. You pass up your money and you're going through the gate. You place your little bed, you sit down and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait. The racers in the race and show them all hesitate. They drink up your beer and relax up on a crate. Vilo said that the racing was a perfect date. I wonder if the racing was a little overrated. Cause all turtle racing, turtle racing, turtle racing, turtle racing. Got to the racing and we can't take the races no longer, no longer, no longer. Turtle racing, turtle racing, turtle racing, turtle racing. Set turtle racing in a session tonight. Cut through the racing, all the money get tight. Watch some of them just suck, roll and miss it, some of them a fight. Cut through the ball, left on me, say turtle on the right. Channel said I wonder if it really was right. Every night, every night, every night, every night. Turtle Racing. And of course, I can't forget to big up Jaw Faith, who was our other feature on the Expanders record, who did the chatting on that tune. The Natty Dreadlocks gone upon the rear track. And that's his voice that you hear at the very top. David Shaw, hello. Well, that is a timely question. So David Shaw, by the way, thanks to everybody who's been donating. Really appreciate it. All the donation info is there on your respective screens. Medicaid on my level just sent Venmo for Turtle Racing. Thank you very much. I appreciate that because we're out of work. So David Shaw asks, can you explain the lyrics/story behind Race's Run? It's my favorite Expander song. I love the acoustic YouTube version of it with the three of you all on acoustic and harmonies. Thank you. Well, I have to say that, you know, a lot of these songs, and especially Race's Run, were written like about 15 years ago at this point, which in some ways feels like just yesterday, and in other ways feels like a completely different universe on the other side of the galaxy. Does that make sense? Universes? Are they on sides of galaxies? Anyway, and so I don't like remember necessarily like what I was thinking when I sat down to write Race's Run. I do remember player Wesley had told me like, hey, like you're writing cool songs, but like they don't really have hooks. None of your songs really have hooks. And I had never really thought about that before. I'd never really like articulated to myself that a song should have like a certain part in it called a hook. And so I was like, okay, let me try to write one. And Race's Run was the first song I tried to write with that in mind. And it's funny because I look at it now and I can't tell you what the hook is to that song. I don't think I really succeeded in my goal. But I do remember thinking like, this has a hook. But now I don't really think the song has a hook. But in any case, here it is. So I'm going all the way through the first Expanders record. So we are on, let's see, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is track 9, Race's Run. So here we go. This one's for David Shaw. Go where with your big long gun and stand up with love for our nation. Go where. Okay, I gotta stop because just singing the lyrics brought back. So to give you a better answer to that question, yeah, this was like during Bush, the Bush administration, Bush the second, and like the Iraq War was just going strong at that point, and so it was meant to be like an anti-war song, insofar as like I sat down to give that song a meaning, but definitely like at that time, things like that were like in my head a lot. And so that's why it's like, you know, go away with your big long gun. We stand up with love for the nation. And, you know, definitely, I remember being conscious of like thinking like, okay, a lot of people are going to hear the nation. I stand up with love for the nation and think that means like America, which in a sense it does. But also it just meant like when I start thinking about creation, love for the nation, creation, meaning like the whole world is one big nation, you know, and nationalism, which is the feeling that like my country, right or wrong, I think is one of the things that really keeps humanity from progressing. You know, it's like you can love your country and still want to change the things that you find wrong about it, and not, you know, want to fight against other countries and have this isn't sports, you know what I mean? Like, save your competitive nature that I guess is a part of human nature for sports. You can, you know, you can root against, you know, other basketball teams all you want, but don't root against other nations just because they're, you know, because you're a nationalist and your nation is the best. So there you go. That's what this song is about. Go ahead with your big long gun and stand up with love for our nation. Go away, call your race is run and your throne gone down in Babylon. Couldn't make a dead man see, couldn't work no stone in that region. Go down with your big shotgun, couldn't turn love that was where from. Love that was where from. Where from creation. Where from creation. And built from creation. Oh Lord, no. Say you couldn't build up with one hand alone. You need some good cooperation. Who lay up on your sinking stone, pushing some laws and instruction load. Hey, you couldn't build up with one hand alone. Yes, and you need some good cooperation. Who lay up on your sinking stone, and you couldn't build up so far from home. Good Lord, go ahead with your big long gun and stand up with love for our nation. Go ahead, cause your race is run, your throne gone down in Babylon. Couldn't make a dead man see, couldn't work no stone in that region. Good Lord, go down with your big shot. I know you couldn't turn love that was away from home. One on creation, I saw the right be always known. Creation, the older one big cornerstone. Creation, love for our nation. Creation, colors of love for our nation. Creation, 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 love for our nation. Creation. Race is run. Yes. Nice. Okay, so we're getting towards the end here. I'm doing the whole first Expanders record. This next one is Gone Away. This was one of, if not, I think this was the last song written for the first record. And this is kind of like, I remember, I think I've talked about the horse on Hustling Culture and how I wanted to write a song that was like Jamaican proverbs. And Gone Away wasn't that cut and dry, but like definitely it was that vibe of like I was listening to a lot of like, you know, mid-70s Jamaican roots, and I love those like Jamaican countryside sayings and proverbs. And so they've got some, you know, this song's full of a lot of those sayings. And then I think I made some up, like that, you know, came up with some sayings of my own that I thought like sounded like Jamaican proverbs. And then I remember doing a vocal rehearsal with Butcher and Cheekies, and Vanessa was there, and I was leaving for Hawaii the next day. But Cheekies and Butcher came over, and I was showing them this tune, and we were like working out harmonies for it. And then when we did it for the album, what was really cool is that Jay Bonner, who mixed the whole thing, gave it like, you know, and Jay, what he did to the first record, he did as much to make that record sound like it does as any of us in the band. His dub treatments that he would do on certain songs, and then this one specifically, he wanted to go for like a Lee Perry Black Arc sound, so it's got that delay and phaser throughout. And there's a dope dub version of this that never got released. Like that's just like just sick Lee Perry dub version, Lee Perry style. But anyway, so this has Gone Away, and I'm gonna play it kind of like in this fashion. Gone away, cover him over. Alright. Bum ba ba bum bum. Oh. Bum ba ba. Bum ba yum. Bum bum bum. Oh. Bum ba bum. Bum bum ba bum. Bum ba ba bum bum. Oh. Bum ba ba. Bum bum ba bum. Bum bum bum. Some people think I just think bringing the guns and the ammunition. Oh, it and try to do when them friends get too trigger happy. Yeah. Start shoot them off and run up and down all over. You shoot her, you and them up all unload. Them off and run up and down all over, all over. Yes, them off and run up and down all over. You shoot her, you and them up all unload. Them off and run up and down all over, all over. The people them gone away, gone away. I saw you learn, said a crime can't pay. Gone away, gone away. I saw you here, said them gone away, said them gone away, gone and gone in a cemetery. The other time they in a penitentiary. Yes, gone away. I saw you here, said them gone away. Oh, boom, 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 boom. Bum bum ba bum, bum bum ba bum, bum bum bum. Oh, da da da, sla da da da, stan da da da. Oh, bum ba bum, bum ba yum, stan stop, boom boom boom. All right, gone away. Cool. Ross Mares, what's up, man? Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks everyone who's making donations. We would love to be playing music live, but we cannot. So we are here doing it instead, and your donations really get us through. All right. So I've been playing the entire first Expanders record in its entirety. I love saying that. And we're getting to the end. So this next tune is called Down in the Valley. And I already mentioned that this was one of those 3 songs that we did for the demo, acoustic demo we made before the first record, well before the first record, that we gave to Chris Murray to try to get him to let us play at Blue Beat Lounge, which he did. And incidentally, that show that we played that he let us play was when we first met Cheekies. So this one is Down in the Valley, and it is also the first song. It is the first Expander song. I had written lots of songs before this. Butcher and I were in a punk band, and I wrote a bunch of songs for that. I actually wrote a whole album's worth of songs that I still want to do something with those songs someday. But then I started writing reggae songs, and was writing stuff and throwing it away, and writing stuff and throwing it away. And Down in the Valley was the first one that really stuck, and we used to play it all the time live. Down in the Valley for a very long time, that's something you hear in Jamaican songs a lot. So it was like, that's how I kind of got my juices flowing. It was like, let me just take a line that's already recycled throughout Jamaican music, and let me do my version of it. And seeing as how I lived in the San Fernando Valley all my life until about 5 or 6 years ago, which is a suburb just north of Los Angeles, it seemed apt. So here we go, Down in the Valley. And this is also the other tune that Blake played drums on the first record. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Been down in the valley for a very long time. We want to go home now. Right now, down in the valley for a very long time. We want to go home now, right now. Down in the valley for score on the Babylon shore. Couldn't take no more of your raping and war. Had to take a score on the Babylon shore. Couldn't take a sight, too much blood on your side. Had to take a ride on the Babylon side. Couldn't take a step with your eyes everywhere. Had to lead a flight on the Babylon side. Tired of waiting around. No further cry on the rain hit the ground. Because he couldn't take the sound. Oh, and we've been down in the valley for a very long time. We want to go home now, right now. Down in the valley for a very long time. We want to go home now, right now. Down in the valley for a very long time. We want to go home now, right now. Down in the valley for a very long time. We want to go home, yeah. Do-do-do. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Do-do-do. I said we couldn't take no more of your raping and war. Had to take a score on the Babylon shore. Couldn't take no more of your raping and war. Had to lead a score on the Babylon shore. Couldn't take a sight, too much blood on your side. Had to take a ride on the Babylon side. Couldn't take a step with your eyes everywhere. Lead a flight on the Babylon side. Tired of waiting around. No father cried on the rain hit the ground. Because he couldn't take the sound. And we've been down in the valley for a very long time. We want to go home now, right now. Down in the valley for a very long time. I saw we want to go home now, right now. Down in the valley for a very long time. We want to go home now, right now. Down in the valley for a very long time. We want to go home. Yeah. All right. That was Down in the Valley. Piece of Love. Did you already do it? So I'm doing the entire first Expanders record today in its entirety, but I am going to do more of these. So when I do the Hustling Culture record, then you will hear Piece of Love for sure. Andrew Hatfield said, I have always wondered where we are taking the people from Babylon shore. Still looking, right? That is absolutely true. Hi, Gussie. My dog is here telling me he needs to go to the bathroom. So you're just in time, Gus, because I only have one song left. So I'm going to play this last tune on the Expanders' first album called Snow Beast. And hop up. Say hi to everyone. Up. This is my Australian cattle dog, Gussie. He's a very good boy, but he's bored. So, thanks to everybody who's donating and helping buy Gussie his puppy food. Oh, I'm not a puppy anymore. The Venmo is Rootfire, or you can Venmo Man-Like-Devin. Or the PayPal, you can PayPal Man-Like-Devin. Or you can PayPal Rootfire. You can go to the rootfire.net/TV and send it there. So lots of options. Thank you all very much for donating. This is the last tune. This one is called Snow Beast. I cannot tell you the story behind Snow Beast because it is top secret. It is about a friend of ours, and that friend shall never know that we wrote the song about that friend. And but I will say that it was co-written by Vanessa, because we were watching the movie, the classic movie, My Big Fat Greek Wedding. And there is a part where she tries on her mother's wedding dress, I believe. Vanessa, is that correct? Yeah. And it drops to the floor, and it's huge on her, this big white thing. And she says, "I'm a snow beast." And we always thought that was funny, and we would call it, Vanessa and I would call each other snow beasts. And then when we sat down to write this song, I was like, oh, I have the hook. I didn't know you had a cold, cold heart. And she was like, Snow Beast. Is that correct? Did I get that right?
Something like that.
She says I always tell these stories wrong. Anyway, Vanessa and I wrote this song together. Did you come up with Cold Cold Heart?
I don't know.
Oh, we can't remember. But if you look on the liner notes to the first Expanders record, she's listed as a co-writer. So here we go. This is the last one. Thanks everyone for tuning in. And I gotta big up the whole Expanders band first of all. This song, I don't know what this song would have been without the band, because you know Cheeky's came up with that heavy bass line, and it was also his idea to have it be like a Radix beat, and it really made the song. I was thinking of like some kind of one drop thing, and it's just now I can't even imagine that song being anything but what it is. Okay, here we go. Snow Beast. I didn't know you had a cold, cold heart, Snow Beast. I didn't know you had a cold, cold heart, Snow Beast. Yesterday you begged me not to go. Now you say you found a brand new love out on the road. I've been waiting here for you to come back home. Oh, I didn't know you had a heart of stone. I didn't know you had a cold, cold heart, Snow Beast. I didn't know you had a cold, cold heart, Snow Beast. And all this while away, you on my mind. I hope that you would stay around this time. But in your face I find you left something behind. Now you're traveling all this way to hear you say, I didn't know you had a cold, cold heart, Snow Beast. I didn't know you had a cold, cold heart, Snow Beast. I didn't know you had a cold, cold heart, Snow Beast. I didn't know you had a cold, cold heart, Snow Beast. Opie. Yesterday you begged me not to go. Don't go. Now you say you found a brand new love out on the road. I've been waiting here for you to come back home. How was I to know that you really had a heart of stone? I didn't know you had a cold, cold heart, Snow Beast. I didn't know you had a cold, cold heart, Snow Beast. I didn't know you had a cold, cold heart, Snow Beast. I didn't know you had a cold, cold heart, Snow Beast. All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in. That was the first Expanders record. Big up my brothers in the Expanders. By the way, the Expanders have new recordings in the works, so I am told. I of course have not been in the band for a couple years, but anyone who's heard their Sweet and Slow single they put out knows that they're still releasing amazing music. And I was just talking to John Asher the other day, and he tells me that they are well on their way with this new record. So everyone look out for that. Big up the Expanders. Thanks to everybody who donated. This Saturday on the Reggae Pod Clash, we have Eric Rachmani from Revolution. So tune into that, please. And I will see you guys all very soon. Thanks. I'll do a punk song next time. People are asking for punk songs from the punk album I referenced. I will definitely play some of those sometime very soon. But Gussie's got to go. Quiet down downstairs. Okay, bye everybody. See you next time. Thanks to everybody who's donating. I really appreciate it. Peace out.